Hello, John.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm okay.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Well, let's start by having you introduce yourself.
Okay. John Mutebe is my name. I am from Uganda. I work for an organization called Water and Sanitation Entrepreneurs Uganda. And I love supporting entrepreneurs in water and sanitation. Yeah.
You love supporting entrepreneurs, specifically in water and sanitation.
Yes.
Are you a water and sanitation expert?
I would like to think so.
How did you get into this area?
Initially, I did IT as a course, joined a leadership consultancy organization, and then a mentor of mine interested me into joining the sector when he was starting an organization, which is the organization I mentioned, WASEO. Yeah.
WASEO stands for?
Water Sanitation Entrepreneurs Association Uganda.
Amazing.
Yeah.
An association of water entrepreneurs.
Yes.
You studied IT.
Yes.
You joined the organization.
Yes.
But you're not necessarily versed at that time
No.
in water and sanitation.
No.
How are the beginnings for you?
It's interesting. I didn't know about the sector. It was new to me, and navigating the sector was interesting. I just understood that we have toilets, we have water in taps, and that was it. But once I joined, it was like a light bulb moment for me, that there are issues that can be addressed through business.
You're a young entrepreneur. You started in IT,
Yeah.
and then found yourself working for a association of water and sanitation entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Were you familiar with water and sanitation when you joined?
Not quite familiar, I just knew the basics. I knew you get water for drinking, wash your hands, and there's a toilet facility there, and you just need to use the facility. Those were the basics I knew. Yeah.
Today, how long ago was this? You say 2016.
Yeah.
So a few years now.
Yeah.
Would you call yourself now a sanitation expert?
I think so.
That's nice. Are there things now that you, in hindsight, we say, I didn't know, I didn't think, but this is sanitation? Because we tend to think that everybody that works in WASH is sort of a specialized field, and they're either the business people or the NGO people, without necessarily looking at how they are part of our everyday lives, how they're simplified. Was there a moment after you started working without having necessarily been trained in water and sanitation that you recalled and you were like, you know what, this was about sanitation. This is something that is important to look at from a sanitation perspective?
Yes.
Can you tell me about one of those moments?
Yeah. In hindsight, I just finished planning an event. I returned home. This is about 7 p.m. It's getting dark. I was so exhausted. So I get into my apartment, have dinner, and rest. About 4 a.m. in the morning, still dark, I get nature calls, and I need to go to the toilet facility. I walk outside. This apartment didn't have toilets inside, so I just walk outside and do my business. So when I was returning, I noticed the gate, that small gate is open. I shut it and get back to my apartment. And I get a knock on the door. Someone is perturbed about his missing things, and he wants to search my apartment, thinking that I am the one who took them. So I allowed him to search, and he didn't find anything. Then he left. I closed the door and slept. So I woke up around 6:30, like I usually do. Get ready for work, and someone knocks at my door. I open the door. I find a policeman, sniffer dog, and other people waiting at the door. So they question me, and they say, I don't know what's happening here. I don't have anything. I have no issue here. But the dog grabs my trouser. And for some reason, they think a dog can't lie. But when I think of it, I think it sniffed the scent of the stranger who searched my premises. So they took me to the police station nearby. This is in Ntinda. It's a suburb in Kampala in Uganda. They took me to the Ntinda police station. They told me to remove my belt, shoes. Before they took my phone, I sent a quick message to the office that I wouldn't be making it. Yeah. Then I realized that they're taking me to the cell, and I felt that life has changed. I'm now a criminal. Then a friend of mine who was in the neighborhood calls my parents and says that John is in prison. You need to figure out what to do. So they come over with my boss at that time and try to plead my case. I move on to discuss this issue. They say that this can't be John. I think he has managed more items that are worth more money than such. They get bond for me. I get out, and I keep reporting for 3 months to just clear the case. What I thought that time is that I can never be in an apartment without a sanitation facility, because these issues can get you stressed and thrown in jail. I can write a book about this.
So just simply going out of your own apartment,
yeah,
to a place where you needed to ease yourself,
yeah,
simply because that place was outside of the safety of your home, turned into a case of mistaken identity.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately the case for so many people that do not have an ensuite bathroom or in toilet in their homes. Is that something that you work on today? And in the sense, has that opened your eyes to what sanitation is in Kampala or around the areas in which you work?
Yeah, it does.
In which way?
Now we offer support in terms of building entrepreneurs to have innovative approaches in setting up sanitation facilities. We offer support in terms of financing for these entrepreneurs that do sanitation work, and also strengthen their capacity to scale their businesses, because the places that we work are in rural areas, are in slum areas. So how do we approach sanitation in these impoverished places?
Did you have a toilet in the jail?
There was a small facility.
Okay.
There was a bucket in the corner.
The bucket was the facility.
Yeah.
Because that is definitely indoors.
Yeah.
That was definitely indoors.
But it was a strange experience because the smell, the inconvenience. Yes, there might have been a place outside, but of course they were trying to protect criminals from just escaping.
Yes, of course. Tell me, I'm still wondering, how did they mistake you for the person? You got out in the middle of the night, you closed the door.
Yeah.
Was there a chase? Was there really somebody who had stolen some things?
Yes, there was someone had stolen some things. So our compound was a pathway for the thieves to escape. So they must have used a compound to escape, and the stranger was chasing these guys. So they thought I was one of the thieves
Who had left?
Who had escaped.
And no one in your compound could vouch for you?
There was only one person that vouched for me. The landlord couldn't.
Why?
Surprisingly, he denied me.
The landlord denied you?
Yes.
Wow. What else did you learn from this experience?
I learned that you should enjoy, you should have neighbors that trust you. Secondly, you should have a facility inside the house.
That has really traumatized you,
Yeah.
the notion of having to go outside.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to stay in a place, even not your own apartment, where you've dealt with having to go outside to go and relieve yourself?
Yes, I've been in different places that we do our projects in, and facilities outside. But at least I'm comforted that it's within a confined space. Yeah.
Does that touch you when you go to communities and you see that the majority still do not have these luxury, or even if they do, are you attentionate to the safety, or some that have to travel long distances or that don't have toilets in facilities such as schools or markets or public places or institutions? Is that something that touches you particularly?
Yeah, it does. There's some places where they have toilets but no doors. Places where it floods, the toilet facility is messed up after a flood. And we have started thinking innovatively. How do we support such individuals, such communities?
Where does the work or the responsibility lie? Is it in the people that are building the toilets, the businesses that are building the toilets? Is it in the care that the homes are giving to maintaining their toilets? Is it in emptying? Where along the value chain would you say is the challenge that particularly you and your association are trying to address?
I think it's a concerted effort. Yes, the service providers, the entrepreneurs should be able to design solutions that work for the community. But again, if there's no financing, it's hard for these entrepreneurs to build such facilities, but also for the communities to access these facilities because they do not have money. So I think on our side, government should be able to create that enabling environment for both the community and the entrepreneur, and also the financiers, to make these facilities available for these communities. Yep.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for this. I'm sure we can laugh about it now, but I'm sure it wasn't funny when it was happening to you. But today, as a result of that, you have a different way of seeing infrastructure and a different way of seeing the needs of people that your members are serving.
Yes.
The last thing I will ask you, John, is what are you in service of?
I'm in service of building a community of scalable wash entrepreneurs and businesses.
Thank you.